Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm a doctor, Thairay Nagpal. What's your name?
Tejaswini.
Today we'll be doing your eye and ear examination. Just follow the instructions as I'll say.
Okay, doctor.
First we'll do your eye exam. Just inspecting your eyes as we always do inspections at first. Your eyebrows, your eyelashes, and then moving on to the internal structures like sclera and looking for color. And it should be white, it should not have any jaundice. Pulling down slightly to look for your palpebral conjunctiva. Looking again at the color, and it should not notice any paleness here. It should be nice and pink as you have it. I'll grab a light source and I'll just take a look at your lens and your pupil. You can look at the lighting obliquely, look for any form bodies or any color differences. While my pen light's out, I'm gonna step back and shine your light directly into your eyes and have you look directly at it. I'm looking for some reflex in your pupils. The light reflection from this source should be slightly nasal on both sides and should be symmetrical on both sides, which yours is. While my pen light is out, I'm also going to take a look at your pupils, looking for your pupillary responses, making sure that they are equally round and reactive to light. That is both direct light and consensual light. So you shine the light into your right eye or to the left eye. Shine the light to the left eye and the right pupil should constrict, and then shine it to the right and your left should constrict, and shine the light again to your right and the right should constrict, and that is direct and consensual light reaction from your eyes. So we are done with the pen light here. Now for the kinetic red moving target test, we face the patient and move the 5 millimeter. Look at me. Move it inward from the boundary of each quadrant and move it towards the bisecting of the horizontal quadrant. Visually inspect the patient's eye for precision and alignment. Okay. Next we are going to check your visual fields. First thing I'm going to check is your peripheral vision, and that is done by confrontation testing. And I'm going to get somewhere close to you and I'm going to put my hands on the side of your face. So you tell me when you can just look directly into my eyes and tell me when you can see my fingers.
Now.
Okay. Now I'm switching the plane and moving my fingers on the different side to your superior and posterior views. So tell me again when you can see.
Now.
Okay, good. So your peripheral view is intact. Your peripheral view is completely intact. And now we are going to test is the 6 cardinal views of gaze. So for your 6 cardinal views of gaze, this tests your extraocular muscles and also your extraocular movement. So just follow my finger and we're gonna test your 6 different cardinal views. Okay, out lateral, high, low, back to middle, across, a high and a low, back to midline, and back to middle. At this point I'm going to ask you to follow my finger to your bridge of the nose. Just look at the finger and we are looking for convergence of your eye, and follow my finger to within when it reaches around 5 to 15 centimeters of your eye. Okay. I'm also looking at the same time that your pupils constrict, but if we cannot do that at the same time, we can also do it with the near test. You look at my finger and then look at an object far off in the distance. Look it back in the finger and then far. Your pupils should constrict with literally no effort, and you'll see that the pupil will get smaller, and also it's very much visible, and it gets dilated when you ask them to look at the far over subject. So basically we'll start with the looking at the placement of the ear, discharge, drainage from the external canal, any inflammation. First we'll perform the whisper test. You can either occlude the patient's ear, or you can ask patient to do it for yourself. Occlude one ear and then whisper two common syllable phrase like apple or baseball, and have they just tell what I just said. Baseball.
Baseball.
Okay, good. And then you repeat the same thing with on the opposite ear. Baseball.
Baseball.
Okay, very good. Next I'm going to do what we call as a tug test, and just touch the pinna with your hand up and down, and auricle or pinna. If there is any pain, that can indicate some inflammation of the internal canal, and also you can press on the mastoid and check if there is any tenderness. That can be the reason for mastoiditis, and then you get your choose a speculum for your ostoscope, which can fix which can go easily in the patient's ear, and for the adults you have to take it up. I'm looking into her external canal and finding her tympanic membrane. Just going to take a look at this ear. And note how I'm embracing up and back, left hand on my ear. Now in case the patient fails the whisper test, we proceed to Weber test to check that the hearing loss is conductive or neurologic. Now we can use a tuning fork of 256 or 512 Hertz, because these frequencies fall in the range of conversational speech. Set the fork into light vibration by tapping down on your hand. Test for lateralization by putting it on the base firmly on the head, and ask the patient, are you able to hear it equally in both the ears?
Yes.
Okay. After that we can also test for Rene test. In that we use it on our palm, we strike it on our palm, and then we place the base on the back of the ear near the mastoid.
Yes, I can hear it.
This is to look for bone and ear conduction, and see if the conduction is proper. When you do the Rene test, we check that the conduction is proper in bone and ear both.